what do you think the role of a correctional officer is?
I think as a correction officer, it's really important to, I guess the role is to like maintain care and control of inmates, making
Okay.
sure they're just following procedures, they're how they're interacting, just supervising them, taking in charge, making sure they're following you, taking order. That's about it.
Okay. So just see if they're following procedures, see how they're like how you do maintain them pretty
Mm-hmm.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, for sure. Next question would be, what is the most stressful experience you've had in your previous work?
So my previous work, I work as a security guard at a hospital. The most stressful experience I've had is when one patient just kind of got agitated. I'm just waiting for his turn. Like he was really annoyed, frustrated, and he actually started hurting nurses physically, started throwing things at them, and we were called. And in that moment, we had to like quickly control him, take care of the nurse that got hit. We had to call the police because we weren't able to handle him. He was a big guy, and from seeing him so agitated, other people that were also annoyed from the wait times, another patient got agitated as well. And it was kind of like, okay, there's two people that we got to handle. There's only the three of us. The police is still not here. So we, like, that was really stressful. Just like that time period from like when this happened, the police didn't come. It felt like the longest time ever. We are just so under pressure. And there's other people we had to control as well, like the other patients that were there. So just like crowd control as well, and that would be the most stressful experience for me.
Okay, and how did you overcome it? So you were saying you had to maintain crowd control.
But crowd control, yeah. Call for backup, like if there's someone at a near site that can just quickly come and help us out.
Okay,
Sometimes that's possible, especially if a hospital is near like a park or like a business plaza. There's usually other guards there that can just come and help out.
okay.
So it would be like calling for backup, calling management. Crowd control was the main thing because we don't want other people coming in as well. Um, so yeah, that's what we did.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good so far. What qualities do you think are important for a correctional officer?
I think the most important things would be like working under pressure and multitasking.
Okay.
Um, because there's more than one person, there's more than one thing they have to do. I know they do like checks every now and then giving them food and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, Time management as well, because there's so many things that you got to do throughout the day, so you got to make sure you're not falling behind. And I know they have like a set schedule on like what time they do what, or like they kind of have like a routine based job.
Yeah.
um and also I feel like being punctual, like on start of your shift, when you're asked to do a task, you don't want to be late because you're delaying everything.
Of course.
um and also kind of like what happens at the workplace, kind of leaving it there, not letting it affect you and bringing it home, like bringing that stress on your mind. I think that's really important as well.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because a lot of correctional officers do have that problem where they take
Yeah,
things home, take it to
yeah,
heart, and get rid
it
of it.
becomes
Yeah.
stressful for them at home too. And they're
It
just
takes a toll
always
on
they're
you.
just always thinking about that scenario playing in their mind, which is not good either. So it's kind of like, okay, you just let go of it before you come home.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds really good. That's a good point you brought up.
Hmm.
Yeah, so next question. Can you tell us about a time you used communication to prevent something bad from happening?
So the only time that I think this actually happened with me was when, at one of the hospital that I was working at, we had a suicide patient,
Okay.
and he wanted to jump off, and he was already like out on the balcony, and he wanted to jump, and we had called police, we called firefighters, we were like called management. We were already doing crowd control at this time, and it was a big hospital, and we had to kind of like talk him out of suicide, because and we were able to do that, and I think that's like a really big achievement for like our team, not just security but like even management, even police and firefighters, like as a team. I think it was a really big achievement for us, talking someone out of suicide, because it was so stressful situation as well for us as well, but
Yeah.
not showing that stress on our face, to let it affect him. But that's the one time we use communication.
Yeah. That goes to show how professional you need to be for your jobs.
Mhm.
in order to like maintain the care and control and like stop different scenarios from outplaying us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And now for the last question, what would you do if an officer was engaged in a physical fight with a prisoner?
So I think the first thing I'd do is call for backup. Uh,
Okay.
Call for backup and crowd control again because you don't want other inmates kind of coming in as well.
Okay.
And then inform people that you have to inform, supervisors, management. And then once you have enough people, that's when I would think it'd be a good time to like go in and stop them physically, like separate them. And then after that, I would make sure they're not in the same cell and kind of like sit them down separately and
Yeah.
like alone and kind of talk to them why this happened, what caused this to happen, so that we can keep that in mind and kind of move on from it and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay. So you would manage the crowd, call for backup, and then at the very like post fight, you would after you broke up everything, you kind
Mm-hmm.
of sit down and interview
Mm-hmm.
each of the
And also debrief with the team, like what went well and what didn't go well. So when it
yeah.
does happen again, we know what tips we could use and what things we have to change for next time. So I would
Okay.
debrief with the team as well after.
Okay. Yeah, that's a crucial part as well.
Mm-hmm.
Debriefing. Yeah, of
Mm-hmm.
course. Yeah. So do you have any questions for me?
No, I think that's it.
No. Awesome. So we'll get back to you, Nitika. Yeah. We'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you so much.